been a couple weeks since I had a podcast.
Yeah?
I was out of town last week, so I did one from the archives. Like, do you know the band Fleshhole? Have you ever heard of them?
Mm-mm.
They haven't played around here in a while, I don't think, but they're a local group. Some of the members play in, they headlined the Fuchsia Fest.
Oh.
A Modest Proposal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mason is in Fleshhole too, but
cool. Is that the singer, guitarist?
He's the guitarist in, he's the guitarist in A Modest Proposal, drummer in Fleshhole, drummer in Sunflower Syndrome. He's in like more than 3 bands, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, miners, and welcome to the 10th episode of Mining in the Foothills, number 10, where I'm on the search for dialectic gold with doers from around the Midwest. I am Wes from Wally Opus, and my guest today is Jaxon Fleming, lead singer and founding member of one of Southern Indiana / Northwest Kentucky's hottest up-and-coming rock bands, Atlas of the Dogs. Hailed by News4U Magazine as one of the Tri-State's most dynamic frontmen, Jaxon spearheaded his band's debut release, a 7-track EP titled Rising, Falling, before diving fully in as a collaborator with his bandmates on their second release, a single titled Miss Cocaine. Fun fact, that song was recorded and mixed in this very studio. This past summer into this fall, current time, Jaxon and his bandmates have been on the Dog Eat Dog tour, playing shows around the Midwest in cities such as Indy, Cincinnati, Dayton, and of course, right here in Evansville. Atlas of the Dogs is currently prepping for the release of their second Wally Opus-produced single, a pop-infused rock ballad turned anthem at the end, titled Running, which is set to hit all streaming platforms, I'm assuming later this year? Next couple months?
Yeah.
Probably. Cool. All right. Jax, thanks for doing this.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, heck yeah. You're the first Atlas of the Dogs guy to come in. I got all the strangers. Now I'm working my way through the Atlas of the Dogs.
Hell of an intro right there. I like that.
Dude, I mean, the bio, I talk about it at the end of every bio. It's like, I feel like the bio is a great time to brag on people. And like, I learn a little bit about the people I'm interviewing by like doing some internet diving on like your Instagram and like looking back. And I know most of this about you guys because we've been working together for a minute, but like, it's still cool to like highlight some of the shit you've been doing. Cause even like probably you don't like think about it much, like how far you guys have come and like an album. It's an EP, but it's pretty much an album.
Yeah, small album.
Yeah.
Big EP.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then 2 singles, whole tour, like 3 or 4 months of shows, you know.
It's been a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it until you just said it all out. And I was like, oh, yeah, we kind of have done some cool stuff.
Yeah. It's been unfolding.
Yeah.
So take us back a little bit. Let's go back in time. Personally, but related to music, give me a quick background on your music history, like not on your understanding of music history as a subject, but as your personal music history from when you started singing and performing up to Atlas of the Dogs. Gotcha. You always been doing this?
No,
okay,
I haven't.
So
I started playing guitar first. I wanted to be a guitarist. Wanted to be Slash, you know, and
God, if I had a fucking dollar for every time I've heard that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
He's the best, you know. He's the king. But you know, I wanted to be Slash when I was
what age?
11, 10 maybe. That's when I first started. Fell in love with it. I was not good at sports. I suck at sports, man. So I was like, finally, like something I'm good at. I just picked it up. I understood it. Yeah. Then I started learning piano, learned the bass, a little bit of drums. Did you take formal
lessons, or is this like your self-teaching?
So I took formal lessons for the piano.
Okay, cool.
But
sweet, I didn't know that.
So that kind of gave me like I can read music. I understand, the terms and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't start singing till, wait, can we curse on this?
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay,
You can
cool.
say whatever the hell you want. I forgot to say that. I always forget to tell people that you can be your total self on here.
Yeah.
And if there's anything I bring up that you're like, I don't really want to talk about that, just tell me.
Okay.
So we don't go there.
I started singing whenever I was probably 14, but I didn't sing in front of anyone.
Okay.
Like I waited until everyone was gone from my house.
Oh shit! Even your family.
Even my family.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad didn't hear me sing till I was probably 16. So from the age 14 to 16, I would put on like Pearl Jam records and just blare my studio so loud and sing it and sing it and sing it over and over and over again. And then I would record myself. I started doing that.
Okay.
Just to hear what it sounded like on my phone,
Covers.
Oh, always covers.
Yeah. That's how you learn.
And then just trying to figure out how to sing. I didn't even know how to do it. So,
dude, that's good. That's good training. I feel like Paul McCartney said that about voice lessons one time. Just about like, just learn by mimicking the greats.
Yeah, definitely. And I kind of do that. I mean,
but you're getting to the point. Not to digress too far, but like, I feel like after years of doing it, you start like combining all of your influences to the point where like you begin you become an original.
Yeah, you figure out, okay, I can hit these cool notes, that sounds like
I can kind of do this.
Led Zeppelin. That sounds like Soundgarden. Let me just like mix it together, see what happens.
Yeah, then you get you.
Yeah,
cool. But then, so you like, when did you start writing or like making your own music?
So I started writing music when I was probably like 18.
Okay.
Like seriously writing.
You're still in high school?
Yeah. Still in high school. It was bad too. Some bad music in that time.
That's
that I
to
wrote.
be expected,
But,
dude. Everybody. I mean, I wrote some fucking garbage when I was in high school.
And it was never rock music either.
Oh,
it was
really?
always like pop. It was like,
sweet.
Or a country song, or like, because I just assumed that was way easier, even though I didn't listen to that music. But I don't know. And I didn't start writing rock music until the EP.
So the EP was your first attempt at A Rising Falling was the first attempt at like a full-length project?
It was my first attempt at writing a song, like, and
shit.
recording it on my own. Like,
and then that unfolded into a full-length project.
Yeah. It was just like, oh, cool, I got that song now. Well, let's just do another one. And then let's do another one. Let's do another one. Let's do another one.
And you're like totally by yourself at that point?
So partially. Depends on the song.
Okay.
So like a song like Depth.
Yeah.
I wrote all of the guitar parts. That the guitar that's in that song is this like shitty like Epiphone. Like that was actually, I think, the first one that we wrote, or that I wrote for that EP. But like there's like bits and pieces. So the way I see it is like I made the foundation for that EP.
Gotcha.
And then I brought in everyone, because we weren't really a band.
Just
we were
friends.
just really good friends, and we wanted to be a band. And it was like, this is my project that you guys are on,
Gotcha. And at that time, was it Atlas of the Dogs, or was it just...
Yeah, it was still Atlas. Yeah.
You had already found that, you already made that name up for yourself.
Actually, Gage came up with that name.
Oh, really?
I can't take credit for it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But Gage wasn't fully in the band until... Or was he in the band, then not in the band, then back in the band?
Yeah.
Because he's a full-on member now.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's a staple member now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me, Zach, the drummer, and Gage. We went to a Dirty Honey concert and met Dirty Honey, which was cool. On the drive home, called Gage. It was me and Zach went, and called Gage and we're like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Let's make a song. And then that's whenever we wrote Tear You Open.
Okay, sweet.
So,
damn, that's cool.
which is the first song we ever made.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that before the album? Did you release that as a single?
Yeah, that was a single, like almost a year before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then Depth was the second single, or like the first single off the record.
Abort was the next one.
Okay. And then Depth.
And then Depth.
So it all started after a Dirty Honey concert.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. I just saw them play Louder Than Life. They killed it.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They're fucking rock stars. Like they're like real life modern day. I mean, new rock stars. There's the legends that still play. But like when I see Dirty Honey, Greta Van Fleet, I've not seen Greta Van Fleet in concert, but like
they're great.
Those guys, yeah, it's just like those guys are like the real. Who else? We saw the Struts. They were, and they're like, I'm like, dude, these are like real life modern day rock stars.
Yeah.
It's just fucking badass.
I love the Struts.
Do you?
So much.
You kind of, yeah, I don't know the name of their frontman, but there's similarities in terms of your stage presence.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a big compliment.
Yeah.
His name's Luke.
He's
a great dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I see similarity. Yeah, dude, the Struts were fucking badass.
So good, man.
They were grooving and killing it. They were going hard too. Dirty Honey, you could tell Dirty Honey just plays shows. I'm sure the Struts do too, but it's like they just show up fucking, it's like another day at work, man. They go out there and play their dicks off and then I guess get back on the tour bus and head to the next festival or wherever, wherever they're off to next.
They're pros.
They're
fucking good.
Yep. So it all started after a Dirty Honey concert. Well, that's cool.
It did, yeah.
And so I've always liked Depth. When I heard Depth, I don't know. That song stands out to me. I think it's when I listened to it this morning, I'm like, this is just a really strong song, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Yeah. How did that come about? Like that, was that the one that you said that was the one that you had written the parts for?
Yeah, so I wrote that guitar part. I wrote the entire outline, guitar, bass, drum, track, and it sat in a file on my computer for probably 2 years.
Okay.
And it was labeled Cool Rock Song.
Sweet.
And didn't touch it, didn't put vocals on it. I was like, oh yeah, one day, but it kind of sucks. Like no one's going to want to hear that. So I just let it sit and it just collected dust. And then, yeah, that was the first one that I picked up to do the EP.
You have a studio set up at your place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you fill it out and then you bring some people in.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And like, did you guys have bands before this? Like, were you guys all, because you guys are all really good at what you do, the current Atlas band.
So
it's not like, I can tell it's not, if it is your first band, maybe your first band together, but like if it is your first time being in a band, like all of you, it's like, well, you're really good.
So John, the old guitarist, Gage, Zach, we're in a band together in high school.
Okay.
Called 5 After 5. And
5 After 5.
Yeah, they played for a while. And actually, I think they started when they were in middle school.
Okay.
And then I was in, like, I played shows, like, with my dad, like just acoustic
I've seen
shows.
You, like, play some acoustic stuff.
Yeah, that's how I started.
Okay.
When I was about 14, that's whenever he was like, yeah, you're going to do this.
Has he always been a musician?
No, he's not a musician.
Oh.
He can barely play guitar. I taught him how to play. He just he just went and sang karaoke at bars every once in a while.
Oh, okay.
And then he's big. I don't know if you've ever met him. Big football player, dude. But
I don't think I've met him.
He's probably gonna listen to this and be like, I am a musician. But yeah, that was like our way of connecting.
Yeah.
I wasn't into sports. He was a jock in high school and college and whatnot. So he was like, yeah, we're going to do this together. This is going to be our thing, and it was. It still is. I still play shows with him.
So like, what was your first gig? Like, did he find a place for you guys to set up and play for people? Mm-hmm. Like it was out at a thing?
Yeah. So we played at Mexican restaurants.
Okay.
And
what'd you guys play?
Just whenever we wanted. I didn't sing. I just played acoustic. I was terrified too being up there.
Yeah.
But he got me into bars. I mean, we played at Tootsie's. We just walked in. We were like,
where's Tootsie's?
Nashville. It's like where Johnny Cash used to play.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like on the Strip.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we just
on
walked
Broadway.
in with a guitar and we're like, yeah, we're here to play.
Wow.
And they were like, oh, cool. Yeah.
Wow.
We didn't get paid, obviously, but
that's fine.
still played there.
Yeah, that's badass. Dude, kudos to your dad for like paving the way to get
Yeah,
you.
truly.
Yeah, to get you on, like get you up there. And like, I'm sure that was your really just like cutting your teeth in terms of being in front of a crowd and like just getting comfortable. Cause you seem very comfortable in front of a crowd.
I love it.
Yeah. Like I can tell you come alive. You really, like, and we'll get there, but like, but yeah, I'm assuming like with your dad, that's probably where you started overcoming stage fear.
Stage fright.
Stage fright, yes.
Definitely. I had it.
Jeez.
It was rough. I also used to play at church.
Okay.
Which a pretty big church.
A lot of people play. I feel like that's a common story.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
So that was nice. You know, I got to sing there before ever singing out. And I was probably 18. So,
okay. Gotcha.
So that was, and you know, I went to a church that had all the cool lights and the big stage and the rock guitars and, you know, it felt
almost like a concert.
Yeah, felt like a concert.
So did that inspire you too? Like, I want to do, like, when did you think I want to do this? Like, when did you decide, you know, like, okay, yeah, you're playing guitar, maybe you played some gigs with your dad, you're playing at church, but it's like, is there a point where you're like, I'm going to fucking do this. I'm going to like form a band. I'm going to write this music. I'm going to like be in a band. Well, I guess it was after Dirty Honey, but like, was it before that?
It was before that though.
Okay.
I always wanted it, but it was like, how do I get there? You know? So, one of my like favorite memories, I was in school, I think it was my junior year, because that's when they start pushing like, what are you going to do? Like, find your career path. You need to do this. You need to like, and I was just like, I don't even know. Like, my dad's like, oh, it doesn't matter. You know?
I'm with your dad. It's like, dude, you're fucking 17. If you know what you want, boy, you're an outlier there. You know?
Very true. But I was in class and I watched this video, which is still one of my favorite videos, but it's Jared Leto, 30 Seconds to Mars.
Okay.
And he is playing The Kill. You know the song, The Kill. So come break me down and bury me.
Yes. Yeah.
So he's in this just sea of people.
Yeah.
And he's up there with this acoustic guitar and he's playing it. And it's like this crowd of just like people singing this song.
Yeah.
And I remember watching that and just being like, what? Like, that's real?
Like how? Yeah.
And then midway through the song, he takes the acoustic guitar off, grabs a mic, and starts running through the crowd, singing the song, and the band comes in, and it's like this big thing.
Wow.
And I saw that, and I remember I texted it to my dad in class, and I was like, I don't know how to get there, but I want that.
Wow.
And he's like, okay. Like, if you're being serious, let's do it. So
that's badass.
Yeah.
That's badass. So is it the feeling of, do you feel like you get kind of like an inkling of that feeling like at a live show for an Atlas show when the crowd's there and you're like, because I feel like you really feed off, like not every singer of a band is also a performer or like a front man.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you really are. Like you're fucking all over the place. Like but you're singing, you're hitting the notes, you're like, and something else I noticed, like you engage with the audience. It's like you like look at them and it's like we're all here together. You know what I mean? Like you're very connected with the audience.
I definitely try.
I think that's fucking huge, dude. I feel like that's huge.
Well, it's cool. I mean, they're there to see us. You know, it's like we're just some band from like a small town. Like it's not like we're the Struts, you know, where like everyone knows our name. Like the few people that do come to our shows are fans, and they come to every show, and
Yeah.
even people followed us to freaking Cincinnati. It was like,
It's badass.
yeah, you know,
Several hours away, 4 hours away or something.
Yeah, like I want to engage. I want to be thankful for every person that comes in, you know?
Yep.
And I want them to have fun. That's my biggest thing. Like any song we write, any show we have, I want to dance to that song,
Mm-hmm.
and I want everyone in the crowd to dance, and I
Mhm.
want it to be a party.
That's awesome. Well, and like you said, like you just mentioned the struts again. That's something I notice about Luke. Is that what you said there, Facing? Something that he does, I've seen him twice now, is like he really like engages with the audience. It's like he's fucking there with the audience. He's not just singing to the audience, he's with the audience. I feel like that really helps you stand out, you know, like, and it is rewarding as a fan. Like, it makes you feel like you're part of the show, you know, like you're
you are.
engaged. Yeah.
You know,
you're
there
like,
is no show if there's no one there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I remember, well, hold on, let's go back. So your vocal style has been compared to, and this is in magazines, such artists as Chris Cornell, your music, to such bands as Chevelle, Soundgarden. But I'd say your newer material has like a different sound. Your last two songs. I feel like I know that your bandmates, or I've heard that your bandmates, you know, they have like a more involved role in the writing process now. And I also know that you all have, and I feel like this is common, but like each member of the band has different tastes and influences, backgrounds.
Definitely.
How has working with the band like changed the process of writing your Atlas music? And like how has the process of making music changed from when it was just you doing a lot of the drafting and a lot of the, you know, compositions with the first record, to the now it's a much more collaborative, and you work at a different, like you work here, you know, you guys bring the music here after you've written it all, and it's like we like finalize it and mix it and master it. Like, is it, do you feel like it's better? Do you feel like it's just different, or you like it more? Or?
So much better.
Really?
Oh my God, yes. Dude, like, my biggest complaint when I made that was that it just felt like I was alone.
Yeah.
Because I spent hours upon hours, like days, just sitting at my computer, not doing anything but just working on that.
Yeah.
And it was like, now I get to like be in a room with my best friends, and we get to make this all together. Like Zach gets to put his input in. He's like we joke on him because he's like this like super like hip hop, like pop. He loves pop and all that. And I mean, nothing against it, but he's in a rock band, so it's like, you know, but he adds that influence to it still, to where he can play it and it still shows him. And then, you know, Gage, he gets to do his thing. AJ gets to do his thing. I get to do my thing. And it's like we're creating something new.
Yeah.
As before.
It really feels that way.
Yeah. Like before, it was just like, I literally wrote a lot of those songs because I went and watched Chevelle and was like, oh, I really like that. I'm going to make a song in drop C sharp. And then I just wrote a song that sounded like Chevelle because I just watched Chevelle.
Yeah.
But now it's like we're making Atlas music.
Yeah.
Like it's fun.
It feels that way. And it's really fun on the other end of it. It's really fun working on the back end of it for me, because like you guys come in both times that we've worked on a song together. It's been a different process than what I'm used to. Cause like you guys come in and it's like you have a song that's pretty much already made. And like even some parts are already recorded, like you tracked them yourself. Like the last song you guys sent me. I mean, we re-tracked several things, but it was like, you know, there's probably like 20 backing tracks or something that was like, we already did all this. And that's but what I love doing like as a producer is like, my background is electronic music. So like my background is like making stuff within the computer. So like when you guys come in and you're like, yeah, we just want it to sound cool and like, here's everything we have. And it's like, wow. So what am I gonna, like, I told Zach this, I think it was Zach, with Miss Cocaine. I mixed it the first time and I went upstairs and I played it on my like sound system in the living room, and I'm like, it's not there. It's just boring. Like something's just too boring about it. That night, I sat outside, I smoked a little bit, and I listened to Tame Impala, and I was listening to his mixes, and I'm like, holy shit, there's no rules. Like there's no way that this song has to be, you know, it doesn't have to be anything. It just needs to be dope. Like it just needs to like hit, and it needs to like have a space and like feel really cool, you know, like everything needs to just be fucking cool. And then the next day I gave myself permission to sit down with Miss Cocaine and to just fucking go wild, dude. Just go EDM on it. Go dubstep on it in my mind, in terms of like, there's no rules, man. It doesn't have to be a fucking rock song like I thought it needed to be. It was like,
that's cool.
Go crazy, dude. And I feel like even that aspect mixed with all of your influences, it's like, it then because I've gotten some compliments on Miss Cocaine that like people are like, that's a cool song. Like it just sounds cool. Like even my wife's like, I like that one. She has no idea what it's about. She doesn't even give a fuck. Like she's just like, she hears me playing it sometimes, or she heard me working on it. She's like, I like that one, you know? And I think it's cool that it just, you guys are so open and like, yeah, you have, so after, you know, I'll like mix it, send it to you guys. Everybody's got input, but it's like at the end of the day, everybody's really open and like willing to trust wherever the song takes itself. Really, you know, like wherever it guides through the process, you know. Like I even feel that with the most recent song too. It's like you had some ideas of where, you know, everybody had some ideas of like, this is what we want, but there you go.
Yeah.
Like,
we try not to force it, I think. I think that's the issue. If we say it has to be this way, then it's like, well, maybe it'd be cool if it was that way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and like the references that you guys gave me, like the mixed references, I'm like, this is cool. Like there is some rock, but there's like some pop, and like pop is right up my fucking alley. And like, in a lot of the bands that I've worked with are the opposite of that. They want to go further away from pop and polished sounding material, but I like really polished shit.
Me too.
It's like, it just, to me, I'm like, that's what I like. That's what I like to listen to. I like listening to other stuff too. Like there's a beauty in something that's like raw and organic and just authentic in that manner. But there's also something beautiful about like, let's add some synths. Let's throw some synthesizer. Let's throw some like sweeping sound effects, and like that's what your new song has a bunch of, is like I don't know if they're, I guess, sound effect. I mean, I don't know, just extra material that gives it you know, like a modern feel.
Yeah. It's like layers upon layers of hidden things.
It is.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a little fun fact. Actually, I already told you that because you were here when we finished the master. But like, I even kind of went a little crazy with the sound effect. I'm like, let's add them, because you already had them in there just in certain parts. I'm like, let's just add them throughout the song here and there, you know, just to really.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, like carry those transitions.
Dude, I just listened to the final mix on the way here, or the final master. I hadn't gotten around to it yet. Dude,
You like it?
so good.
That's good.
It made me want to cry at the end. I'm not even kidding. It made me emotional.
That's beautiful. That's the way it has to be.
Dude, when it hits those falsettos, man, at the end, it's like, gives you chills.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've listened to, like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that about my own song.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
that's the way it has to be, dude.
Yeah.
If it gives you chills, then hopefully it gives somebody else chills, you know, a listener. True. But dude, that's awesome. So when I was just on vacation, I'm glad that you guys aren't rushing it. Like there's no like strict deadline for this one, which makes it great. Well, good and bad, because sometimes it could go on for fucking ever. But we're like done. I feel like now. But I just went with my family to Florida, and on the way, we visited some friends in Pensacola. Then we were driving to Jacksonville to see some family. On the way, we're listening to just a bunch of different music. And then it's just going down like my liked playlist on Spotify. And then Miss Cocaine comes on. And the music was like all of like the radio or like the stereo was turned down when it was coming through. And when I heard it, I'm like, I think I can do better. Like, I think I, like, personally, in terms of the master, like, I was like, I think I could have made Miss Cocaine a little louder. So then I was thinking about running, and I'm like, I texted Adam or you. I don't even think it was Adam, but I'm
Probably
like,
Adam.
If you wait another week, I'm going to mix running again or master running again. And I'm going to get it loud as fuck. It's going to be like not distorted and not over compressed. It's not gonna sound like shit, but I'm like, I think I have like in my head a way to make it louder. And so like, but I even felt like not even louder too, but when I remastered it with running, like when I listened to it back, I'm like, it sounds thicker. Than it did before.
Sounds huge.
Yeah, it sounds big.
Sound like you said in there, like a stadium. What'd you say?
Yeah, anthem-y. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Towards the end, it's like, whew.
Yeah. But we're always improving, you know? Like, people like Miss Cocaine, so clearly there's nothing wrong with it. But when I heard it, I'm like, I can be louder. Like, I could just make this louder. I don't know if I can make Miss Cocaine louder, but I can make, in my head, I was like, I know, because that was like when we were down here working on it, Adam's like, it has to be loud so that it fits, you know, when you're going from song to song. I'm like, yeah. So I was in the back of my mind. I'm like, we got to make running loud, dude. It's got to be fucking loud. Because, like, I mean, it hits, dude. Like, the kick drum's big. The bass is big. Like that's the way that the song was written, you know? Like, the guitar parts in the beginning they're, like, more sparse. They're not as many. It's more of Gage, like, playing these melodies that kind of go in and out of your vocal melody. So, like, and Zach told me that when he brought the drums over for that song. He's like, I feel like you need to mix the first part like a pop song and then the second part of the song like a rock song.
Exactly.
And then when I sent the first mix, everybody's feedback was like, the second part needs to be more rock. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I forget what song I referenced for the second half. I chose a new reference, something loud. Voices in My Head by, I thought it was MGK when I heard it on the radio, but it's not MGK. It's like somebody else, but it's a new song.
Gotcha.
But the drums were so fucking big and like his vocal, like everything was just so, I'm like, that's the sound. Like that's what it needs to be. Just like, and that's what I like about your music too, is like it is rock some aspects, but it's like hyper, it's like big, it's like hyper real. It's like I feel like that's what, at least the aim of it is, like what bands, you know, in the 70s and 80s are going for. Like they want it to be big, like louder than life. In some, you know, some bands, like big. It's like that's what, it's got to be big, dude. It's got to just feel big, you know, all around.
Yeah. Well, I want it to be big and I want it to be upbeat.
Yeah.
Like even running, which is slower in the beginning.
Yeah.
Still
laid
groovy.
back.
Still super groovy.
Yeah.
You can still dance to it.
Yeah.
That's my number one thing. Anytime we write a song.
Are you going to write any ballads? Because I feel like you're a good singer.
I don't know, maybe one day. One day.
Not right now.
No.
You're in a upbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said that you like to dance around.
Yeah.
Or you like to be able to dance on stage and bring that energy to the audience.
I want our show to be, I want the crowd to be the same as like an EDM show. I want people, I don't want the music to be the same.
Right.
I want the crowd to be like sweating their ass off, jumping and drinking and partying.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So,
fun.
Do you feel, well, this segue is good to perform, you're performing. So, as I said in your bio, Tommy Ellis from News4U, who is like I can tell Tommy's a big fan of your guy, or he's a big supporter of you guys because he writes about everything you do, which is fucking bad. Tommy's great, man. Like,
he's awesome.
I send him stuff a lot, and I'm just like, hey, this is going on, and he writes about a lot of it. But he called you one of the Tri-State's most dynamic frontmen, which I believe is true. I second that notion. But because I remember seeing you guys play live for the first time. I hadn't seen you play before that, but I had heard about you guys. But you played with the Strangers at Tiki on Main, which is formerly Backstage. My first impression was like you guys showed up fully dressed, makeup and all. You guys looked like rock stars.
You know that was our first show, right?
What?
That was our first show as a band.
Holy shit.
On top of it, that was the first time I ever performed like that.
Oh my God. So that was like a brand new rendition of your character and your what you were showing up as. Mm-hmm. I had no idea.
So I don't know if you remember.
How the fuck did we even hear about you? Like,
so well, we came out with the record. We'd never played a show.
Okay.
We never played those songs out.
Oh shit.
The songs that I wrote weren't even intended to be played anywhere. Mm-hmm. Like,
you were just making music.
It was just But yeah, I don't know if you remember, but everyone in the band had makeup on because I was like, you guys are gonna fucking wear makeup, and it was a total, and like your outfits too. It was a total juxtaposition from the Strangers, who are like, they show up in like plaid and like they dress up a little more now, but you know, it's like, it was like total, which was good. I felt like this is good because now the audience, it's not two bands that are the same. It's two very different, you know, young bands. They don't do that anymore. I don't make them. Ditch them. Do you still wear makeup? Or you still put some on? Okay, yeah, that's like your thing. But like you were, my first impression was, because I was doing the sound that night too, so I'm kind of off on the side and I'm like watching you guys. But right away, like the crowd, I could tell like quite a few people there right away came to the front of the stage, and like it became like an instant thing. I'm like, oh shit, okay, I did not expect this, you know. It's like a fun night. Yeah, and then like you were fun to watch, but what I could tell right away was like, wow, this dude, like I was watching you because you're the front man. I'm like, this dude, I'm listening to everybody, but I'm watching you and I'm like, this dude really embraces his energy. Like you really embrace your stage presence, you know what I mean? Like you fully embody it. And like I said earlier, like you're connecting with the fans. But like is that something you like learned? Or is that like just something, because not everybody has that, or that I would even say even the courage to like put themselves out there to like be vulnerable with the crowd. You know what I mean? It was scary. Yeah, yeah. But you do it. Yeah. Like that's what you do. You know? It's not scary anymore. Okay. Yeah. That day was terrifying. I don't know if you talked to me before that show. But I was like about to sweat. You're playing it off. It's fine. My makeup off. I was so terrified. I don't know, man. Then you just went for it? I just went for it. It was like a leap of faith, and it worked. So before that, you had never really played like that? No, with that band? I sat there, and I just stood with my mic, just like normal bands, I guess. I'm glad you didn't do that night. You fucking just dove in, man. Yeah. Like, but like you growing up, you weren't in like theater or something to like learn. You just copy what. I dance whenever no one's home, and watch a lot of bands, and always loved the charisma and loved the who they were. Mm-hmm. Huge Steven Tyler fan. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, that's cool. I just loved how he just captivated it. Like you have a band like that where just like amazing guitarists, amazing drummers, amazing bass players, and yet he's amazing too, but he stole the show. Like he went up there and was just this crazy eccentric, dancing, doing cartwheels, whatever he wanted to do, and I'm like, how does he do that? Yeah. You know?
while
So I
still
just-
singing and like
Yeah.
delivering the music at the same time.
That's probably the hardest part.
Yeah, I could tell you. I mean, like when you were at Fuchsia, you were. Yeah, that's the last time I think I saw you guys play, and you were. I mean, you're working hard. Like but your whole band is coming alive. I know that Adam said that. Adam is your manager. He said that like that's something like you guys have actively been working on as a band. Which, dude, I think that this is so good. It's like to acknowledge. I was just talking to somebody about this about the Strangers. I'm like, you can tell. Like I've known the Strangers for like 3 years. So from where they started, for example, Caden, the bass player, used to stand pretty still and play his bass. Now he's moving around, he's interacting with the audience, interacting with his bandmates, and he's fun to watch. And I'm like, that is how it's done, man. Because then by the time you guys get on a big stage, a big platform where people are like, oh shit, who are these guys? They're badass. It's like, yeah, they've been developing. Like they've been actively working on like, we got to get better at this. We got to get better at this. We got to do this. And then you become like a real band, you know? It's like, oh fuck, dude.
Yeah.
They do their thing, you know? So Adam told me, he's like, you need to come out to a show because we're doing more shit. Like our live show's really developed.
The fact that the last show was Fuchsia. I don't even feel like Fuchsia was that good for us.
I enjoyed it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we're doing some cool stuff. We're trying to continue to add new things.
Like what are some of those things recently?
So because of Fuchsia, we saw the Strangers do a fucking crazy drum solo. And I like looked at Zach and was like, what do we have to do to get something
like that?
And so we started doing like just adding a drum solo in at a certain point in our set. And it gave me time to hop off the stage and get a drink of water and rest for a second. But
that's cool.
Zach came to me, he was like, you know, man, the drum solo is cool, but it's not me, you know, like what I'm playing up there. I'm playing it. He's doing great, but he's just like, this isn't what I want. Like I want to show who I am as a drummer.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, so what did you have in mind? So he's like, just hear me out. I'm going to make this backing track. Okay. I'm going to do a normal drum solo and then I'm going to hit this backing track and I'm going to have I don't even know if I should spoil it. I'm going to spoil it. These 808s and trap drums with me playing.
Okay.
And I was like
his live kit, he's playing over top of a
808 backing track.
Yeah. Beat.
So huge boom, boom, you know? And I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
You know? So he's like, just let me try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm like, okay. So he sends it to me a few hours later, and I'm just like, this is amazing.
Oh, you loved it?
I loved it.
Yeah, sweet.
So we bring it to practice, and usually how practice goes is me and Zach are on the same wavelength, and AJ and Gage are on the same wavelength, and that's where we butt heads. So it's like a 50-50 thing. But so AJ and Gage are like, nah, fuck this. Like, we're not doing this.
Really?
This is so stupid. And then me and Zach are like, just let's just try it. And we got to try it at La Masca's a week ago. And dude, it was so awesome. It was so awesome.
That's badass.
Like, because it's like, we get to show a different side of us. No one goes to a rock show and expects them to start hearing this, like, what sounds like a Drake song under a drum solo. You know, it's like, we're getting the people who, because obviously our target audience is girls our age.
Yeah.
And they're not really into rock music, but they are into rap. So, you know, we're capturing the audience in that way. Yeah.
That's badass. And dude, I mean, think about if that Tiki show was your first show together, that was in like April, yeah, of 2022. Like that was in April, so that was like 6 months ago. So in 6 months, your live show is developed this much. Like think about like just fast forward like 2 years. You know, like think about like the originality and the like the ideas that you guys are going to start implementing because it's like, oh shit, now their live show becomes, not only is it fun to watch because, you know, Jax is like a entertaining frontman, but now like the drummer is doing, you know, Zach's doing this cool shit with like but it's kind of a, you know, it's like original, like nobody else around here is doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, then it's like, oh shit, now it's like a fucking thing. And then like I'm sure you're gonna keep implementing ideas of, because like I've watched the Strangers develop as a live act from just playing songs that led in one another to where like their show now they can throw down like a 30-minute set at Louder Than Life that's just like from start to finish, it never really ends. It's just going from like one song with like this jam interlude thingy to where Lucas says 3 words and then it goes into the next song. And it's like the live show now becomes a performance that is like crafted and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
that's what we're working on now.
Yeah. But I mean, think about it. You're only 6 months into the live thing. I know you guys have played like a bunch of shows this summer, but it's like, it's awesome to see how that now starts to unfold and like you create these cool like things.
It's fun, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. What do you know when your next show is? No. Yeah, I'll check your EPK. I got access to that, so I'll just look at that. That's what Adam said. He's like, all the dates are on there. Just go look. I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. So give me a couple bands that you're listening to right now, or that you're like who do you like see at this moment that you're into? Old, new, it doesn't really matter. Who's got you inspired right now? Anybody?
KG Elephant.
Fuck yeah.
So good. The front man is Matt. He's just
an animal.
He's crazy.
You like their music too?
Love their music.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard a song that I didn't like by them.
That's awesome.
So I've had them on repeat for a few months now.
That's cool.
I'd say my top band though is Måneskin. Love Måneskin. I think I love them too much.
You mentioned them. I'm not that familiar with them. I've listened to some of their music, but you mentioned them on Miss Cocaine. Yeah, like that was kind of like that they were becoming an influence on you. But have you liked them for a while?
Liked them since I've known about them, which has only been, I mean, they're fairly new.
Okay.
Because they're from Italy, so all of their old music was in Italian. So,
oh shit. Okay.
But they did, you know the song "Beggin'," right? They did a cover of "Beggin'." I'm begging you. But whenever that song came out was when I first was like, oh, who are these guys? And then I went deep dived and found, and we do one of their songs. Strictly because I like forced the band to do it. And they were like, oh, I guess I love it. It's just, oh.
But you Atlas of the Dogs it, didn't you? Like you probably made it your own rendition. Yeah. Because that happens too.
Yeah.
But like, what were you gonna say?
I think a lot with that song is just like the performance aspect of it too. Like I'm like crawling on the floor and like I get a little too crazy with that one.
That's all right. That's what it's all about, dude. That's funny. I mean, if that's where that takes you, you know what I mean?
They go crazy for it though. I love it. So
that's awesome. I saw mentioned KG Elephant. I saw I went to I guess this was like in 2019, but I went to Shaky Knees in Atlanta, a rock festival, and Cage the Elephant headlined one night, and then like Tame Impala headlined a different night, and I think
cool.
Beck headlined the night before. But when Cage the Elephant, their set, like the sets before them kept getting shortened because there was like a storm coming in. So they thought that they were gonna have to like shut down the festival early that night. So they kept like kind of shortening everybody else's sets to get Cage the Elephant on, and we thought we were only gonna get to see like 45 minutes of Cage the Elephant or something. But it was just kind of like on standby. So their set, and I had just fallen in love with Cage the Elephant myself, so I was like super stoked to see them. But I really had just gotten into them, so I didn't quite know what I was about to witness. I had never seen them live, and then it started raining, but not that hard, and it never thundered or lightning. So they just let the festival go, and so they played for like an hour and a half in the rain, and it was in the summer, so it was like it was in May, I think. So
That's cool.
It wasn't cold or anything, but it was like, oh, it was amazing. And it just kept, he's like, well, I guess we're going to keep going. Like, fuck it, you know? They're not shutting us down, so let's keep going. And he just kept pulling out songs, and like, they went so hard in the rain. They were going nuts. And it was just like a beautiful moment. You know what I mean? Or like, we didn't even really, we thought we were going to get one thing, but then it just kept going, and they just kept going deeper and deeper and just giving it to us. And so since that, I have a really strong affinity for that band. And
He goes so crazy.
I love their records. I'm really particularly in love with Tell Me I'm Pretty, that record. I think that's the name of the record. With the girl, like the redhead girl coming out of the water. It's like a white album cover.
Let's mess around.
Yep.
Yeah.
You like that song?
We do that song.
Oh, that's one you do?
Yeah, we do that one, and we do Come a Little Closer.
Oh, fuck,
Yeah.
man. I do need to get out to a gig soon, because I love those songs.
Yeah, we've been doing those for a while. Where you been?
Yeah, but like I usually see your sets that are like 30 minutes, mostly originals.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's cool. So let's zoom out, but ahead. What do you want to happen next for Atlas of the Dogs? Like within, like what do you want? What do you want to happen next? You guys have played your tour. Still playing it, but
yeah, more shows. That's my biggest thing with Adam. It's just like, dude, I'll play every day. Just book it. Like I don't care. Some more shows. I would love a label. That'd be amazing. That's tough to get, but that's definitely the direction, I'd say.
You just want to grow it.
Yeah.
More shows, that grows it. Dude, it's funny how like even like small shows, I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday. It's like the more small shows somebody plays, then it might lead to a big show, and then but it always adds a couple people to your listeners, to your stream counts, which is this like constant building of like, then your streams go up, then you can get bigger shows, and then like you get bigger shows, then more people listen to your music, and like it's a beautiful but it's just organic. It's like real organic growth, and then you get on people's radar at record labels or wherever else, you know. And your manager keeps networking and getting more plugged, you know, which I know Adam's growing to do such things.
Yeah.
I like Adam a lot.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
He's the only other person in town that I'm friends with who is managing a band and like on the back end of the music, and dedicated, you know, like dedicated to growing the thing, you know.
He does a pretty good job, must say.
And he's like, he's pretty relentless. Like he just keeps going, and yeah, I'm excited to see where he goes and where he takes you guys, and how the whole thing unfolds over time.
Yeah,
because
me
who
too.
knows? Like it's a beautiful relationship when like a person gets into a project early on and helps build it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're together anymore, but Chance the rapper and Pat the manager, they were together like when I was
For
younger.
a while.
Yeah. That was who like me and my old manager used to admire a lot because they would like Pat, you know, like helped craft the career that is Chance the rapper, you know, and Logic, the rapper, it's not his name, Logic, and his manager, they built their company together, you know, like their whole thing. So it's like, I think it's cool when somebody gets, and you know, like Adam, like this is his first time managing a band, but he's like learning, and we talk on the phone a lot about just fucking.
Yeah, Adam's been there for a while too. Like he was with us before we even had a show.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
because you guys would just hang out at the coffee shop and talk, and I guess that's how we became
were friends before, and then he was like kind of not really for doing this for a while. I was like, bro, like
you talked him into it.
Well, I like slowly, like I like fish hooked him almost, you know. It was like at first it was just like, listen, man, just like help me, just do some emailing. Like you don't have to do anything, just email, and if you get one, then I'll give you this percentage.
Yeah,
you know. So then that's what we did, and then it just increased to where now he's like, you know.
That's what happens.
Yeah, we're gonna like be signed to him. I guess.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, we've been talking about that. That's awesome. It's a big step, you know. He's gonna be your full-time manager, or like like taking that role on.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, hey, I have one segment. It's called "Don't Think, Just Act." So I'm gonna list off 10 terms, names, ideas, and then you tell me the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
Cool?
Say it one more time.
I'm going to rifle off 10 terms, names, or ideas, and then you just tell me the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
So don't think, just whatever pops up.
Cool.
Funny enough, the first name, Adam the manager.
Great dude.
Great dude. Dream gig.
Ooh, Wembley.
Wow. Damn, that's a first on the podcast. I mean, we only had 10 episodes. Half of them are musicians, but that's I like Wembley. That's cool. Most memorable Atlas of the Dogs moment so far.
Staying in the hotel together.
What city?
Cincy.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
That's cool. Cincinnati's a big supporter of our area. We all can get shows in Cincinnati. It's great. Favorite album all time?
10, Pearl Jam.
Beautiful. Favorite song all time?
Black by Pearl Jam.
Love it. Pearl Jam played Bourbon and Beyond a month ago.
Still haven't seen them.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe one day you could play a festival that they're also playing, and then
badass.
Get a good view. Anna Markete.
Sexy.
That's Jack's girlfriend, by the way. Wally.
Opus.
Nice. Who's your idol? If you had one.
Steven Tyler.
Love it. Atlas of the Dogs 5 years from now.
Number 1 hit.
Love it. That's a great goal, dude. I feel like I'm a huge believer recently, and maybe people disagree. I think you got to have you have to have huge songs to get huge opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the way. Like one of my friends who works in high-level booking, she worked at UTA, then Live Nation for a long time, and like she was telling me that. She's like, you need to get your band's stream counts up, or else like booking agents aren't really going to take them serious. And I heard Parker McCollum, a country artist, was talking about that same thing. He's like these like legends that we all see that are still playing big shows. He's like, the reason is, I mean, they have catalogs of hit records. He's like, the songs are what are going to take you there. So I think it's a great goal. Not that we're sitting here trying to craft a hit record. It's just we're writing fucking, or not me, but I'm trying to help you guys like fucking make something that pops through. By the way, running, I don't know who said it when we first got, maybe it was you. I don't know. Somebody said like, they could see this song being like a TikTok song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I showed it to one of my buddies like last week. He's like, dude, this song sounds like it would be on TikTok.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's what they were talking about. Okay, last one. If you could sit down and have a beer with anybody, a beer or coffee, whatever you drink, with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be? Who do you want to have a conversation with?
Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell. Mm-hmm. Yep. The person that people have compared you to. In a I think in a very complimentary way.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. I don't know if I deserve that one.
Well, hey,
it's crazy.
I'd take it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I got to just say this. I said this earlier, but I'm going to say it again. Not every band singer is a front man and a performer and a captivator, and I believe that you are. And I think it's the it factor that separates a front man from just a band singer, someone who's truly like, wow, I just watched this person perform, I love it. I think that that's a great quality that you have as a singer.
Thank you.
And I love working with your band. I think everybody's really fun and cool, and like I enjoy when you guys come around, and I enjoy working on your records. I think I'm really honored to do that, and I hope that whatever role that I can play serves you guys to help you get to where you're going to end up, which I hope is far and beyond where we're sitting right now.
Well, thank you, man. I mean, you do a killer job, so.
Thanks. I always love the shout outs. You guys are very loving, and I don't know, you guys always show love, whether it's out at a show, like at Fuchsia. I loved it. You're like, Wally Opus, we fucking love you, man.
We do. I mean, that's the thing.
I appreciate that.
I mean, we're just honest,
Yeah. And I love that you guys like hang out with the strangers. I think it's cool that there's like these two local bands that, like, I don't know. I was talking to somebody about this last night. I like music business. And I'm not talking, I think people have a bad taste about music business. They see like money, numbers, people fucking people over. It's like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about building real projects with real bands who like we really believe in. And I know not a lot of that goes on in Evansville, but like, or, our area, but like you're a part of it with your manager. I'm a part of it with the strangers and just several other projects that I'm working on. It's like, let's fucking do it right, man. Like, I don't give a fuck if it's cool to not be to not be with the label. We're independent, all that shit. It's like, okay, that's for you. But like, I like the building. I like having agreements that are fair and laid out and clean and everybody's happy,
Yeah, I never understood that either.
Yeah, it's like, but how else is it going to happen? You're going to get lucky, maybe. But like, you could also just end up fucking stuck and broke and like not going anywhere, So I commend you for in my opinion, doing it right or attempting to do it right.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate
all right.
that.
Jax Fleming of Atlas of the Dogs, thank you, and I wish you nothing but the best moving forward. We'll have to do this again down the road, and
hell yeah,
catch me up on where the hell you're at with everything, and and I'll be at a show.
Thank you.
I'll be at a show very soon. All right, everybody else, thank you for listening. Have a great week, and also they could find you on Instagram mostly, TikTok,
Instagram, TikTok. I guess Facebook if you use that.
Yeah.
Twitter.
You guys have
Spotify.
You guys have had some stuff pop off on TikTok.
Dude. We have.
It's awesome, man.
So cool.
Well, I hope that shit keeps growing. I hope your live performances keep growing. Yeah, dude, if you're listening to this and you haven't been to a show, you gotta go see Atlas of the Dogs and listen to their records, man. Listen to their new record coming out. The date to be released is to be announced, so look out for that. But yeah, follow them on Instagram wherever people could find you, which is pretty much everywhere.
Most places.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening to Mining in the Foothills. And have a great weekend or a great week.